On Tuesday, a Russian Su-27 fighter forced down a U.S. MQ-9 drone over the Black Sea. Top U.S. officials quickly put the finger of blame on Russia. Air Force General James B. Hecker, commander of U.S. Air Forces Europe and Air Forces Africa, said unsafe and unprofessional flying by the Russian aircraft nearly caused the Su-27 and the Reaper to crash. U.S. European Command said one of the two Russian jets shadowing the Reaper intentionally flew in front of the drone and dumped fuel on it several times. The U.S. State Department summoned Russian ambassador to the U.S. Anatoly Antonov over the incident. And in comments the following day, Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov warned that relations between Russia and the U.S. had hit their lowest point. But the lowest point since when? Since Moscow's 2014 annexation of Crimea? Since the Kremlin's meddling in the 2016 U.S. presidential election? Or perhaps since Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine last year? With the U.S. and Russia routinely scraping bottom when it comes to bilateral relations, perhaps we need new superlatives to describe how bad things are. There's little denying that the mid-air encounter, Russia denies there was a collision, has exacerbated tensions between Moscow and Washington. But a bit of historical perspective serves as a reminder that confrontation between the two nuclear-armed nations can be much sharper. Take, for instance, an often overlooked chapter of the war in Syria. Back in February 2018, a U.S. contingent on the ground in eastern Syria clashed with a force advancing on their base that included members of the Russian private military company Wagner. U.S. troops called in airstrikes and artillery on the opposing force, inflicting dozens of casualties on the Wagner mercenaries and their Syrian allies. The battle was the deadliest encounter between U.S. forces and Russian fighters since the end of the Cold War, but it did not lead to escalation. The Russian government at the time denied the existence of the mercenary group. But back in 2018, reporting about the battle also highlighted the existence of a long-standing deconfliction line between the U.S. and Russian militaries meant to minimize the risk of inadvertent escalation by keeping channels of communication open about military movements and operations. Such channels remained open even after Russia's full invasion of Ukraine last year. Last March, the Pentagon acknowledged it had a deconfliction line open to avoid military miscalculations near Ukraine.